Yo, what is up, guys? This is RizzyPOW, and this is going to be week 4 of the NPL, the National Pokeball League. And today we're going to be going up against the Verd. And yeah, make sure you go check him out. His link will be in the description. A really cool guy, and he's actually he's showing everyone why he's an NPL coach. He's kind of wrecking the season so far. I mean, I think right now he's 2-1, as we are as well, but his team is kind of insane. So when I first like we all drafted our teams, I was fucking praying that I wasn't in Verd's conference, and I'm not in his conference. This is really good. This is an out of conference match, so it's not as important as like in conference matches, which is nice because this is probably my worst matchup in the entire league against Verd. His team kind of destroys me, and I really like my team, and I honestly think I have one of the best teams in the league. Like, I personally think that, and I feel that I don't really have many bad matchups, but against Verd, against Trev even, those were some of my worst matchups, and I feel like a couple of my only like really bad matchups this league. And against Mono, I have another one, and I feel like those are my three only, maybe not only, but my three matchups that I feel like they're not unwinnable, but like the worst ones, and I have them all three clumped up together. So Verd definitely is the worst of them. When I found out that I had to play him as an out-of-conference match, I got really mad. Not mad, I got really sad because his team just like fucks mine. It's such a good team, and Verd is an amazing player. This guy, he like runs like a lot of heat and stuff, so he can be really aggressive as well. So I'm going to be trying to play really aggressive in this battle, trying to catch him on doubles and stuff, because I feel like that's the only way I can win. So that's something. But if you guys can see his team, you guys can see his team in the side right over here. Zygarde 50 kind of fucks me. My only ground resist is Breloom, or my only 1,000 arrows resist is Breloom, and that's not really a good 1,000 arrows resist, especially when he can carry something like Z Outrage. There is no real, I didn't think I was ever going to run defensive Breloom versus him, but if I did, he has the option of running Z Outrage. Like after a Dragon Dance, it's just gonna fuck Breloom. I guess I could protect on his Outrage or something, but it's not that decent versus the rest of his team. Breloom in general is actually really good, especially if he does bring his Grass Core, because I get that Bullet Seed boost. But speaking of his Grass Core, that's another thing that kind of destroys me. Kartana, like Scarf Kartana is pretty much guaranteed versus me. I feel like he has to bring it just because it's an amazing win con. It kind of destroys my team. And on top of that, what else? Like when I first saw this matchup, I was thinking Z Kyurem Black could be a really, really good bring, like Z Hail. And then with Earth Power, Ice Beam, and Fusion Bolt, because that kind of just destroys his team. But I'm pretty positive he's going to be bringing Scarf Kartana, because it's just really, really good versus my team. So that's something kind of crazy that he's going to, I'm pretty positive he'll end up bringing. What else? He has the Grass Core. The scariest thing about the Grass Core is like, Scarf Kartana plus Scarf Bulu, I think is the best options versus me. Bulu in general just isn't that good against my team just because it's so slow and I have a really fast team and a lot of things can kill it. But Scarf, I don't have the best grass resist, and it just weakens stuff for Kartana. So Scarf Woodhammer is really, really scary, and just like those are the biggest threats that are really good, especially against my team. But Mega Pinsir is very scary. Something about the makeup of his team is that his only real rocker is Nihilego, which is really good, something I can take advantage of. I could even see him carrying rocks on Mega Pinsir this week, just because Mega Aerodactyl is one of my not like the most obvious switch into it, and like I even have Lantern and stuff. He can Stone Edge on the Mega Aerodactyl switch in, but like he might want to carry rocks because he's able to get them up on the switch into Mega Aerodactyl or something like that. He might even just predict that and go for Stone Edge. So I can see even Mega Pinsir potentially being a rocker this match. I didn't think he would, but Verd runs some crazy flame sets sometimes. So yeah, and even Smeargle could be pretty decent versus me because they can like Magic Coat my Taunt from Greninja or something, and then it could even like Spore my Spinner and Drill and get Sticky Webs up and Rocks up and a ton of spikes. And yeah, so it could be scary, but I've developed a team that I spent a really long time on it. didn't think I was going to have any chance to win this match just because I honestly feel like the matchup is awful. It sounds like I'm giving up before, but like I got pretty much 6-0'd in my first mock, and like I struggle so much building this team, but I made a pretty fun team here. So even if I lose, I'm going to try really hard to win. But even if I lose, I know I'm going to have fun in this match. So let's get into it. So the first mod against this team is Bulk Up Breloom, and I have a ton of defense right here. This defense, like I don't get OHKO'd by Scarf, Kartana, Psycho Cut. I can actually bulk up on like Bulu locked into Woodhammer if he does bring like Scarf Bulu. That would be really nice. I can actually, with this spread, I'm pretty sure that I take at +1 with a bulk up, I take a Banded Zen Headbutt, and then I can just kill with Bullet Seed because it's going to be grassy terrain boosted. Bulu is not a counter for Breloom. Like Bullet Seed, unless it's like really fat Bulu. Bullet Seed actually, like if I get 5 hits, I just OHKO it, which is kind of crazy, which obviously I'm not banking on 5 hits, but even if I get 3 hits, I'm doing over half, and it's not very unlikely to get 3 hits. I have Rock Tomb just for stuff like, you know, so it's pretty much just to hit like Arcanine or Mega Pinsir on the switch, and if I'm going to be trying to play really aggressively, so I might just throw this out when I feel like there's a chance he's going to switch. I feel like that's my only chance to win, so gonna be using that hopefully. And you know, bulk up Breloom is a really good win con. I need to get rid of stuff like Mega Pinsir, as well as Arcanine also needs to go for this thing to win, or at least Arcanine needs to be weakened in range that I can pick it off with a Mach Punch if he does bring Arcanine, which I felt like was really likely versus me, but a lot of like I haven't seen in mocks, but I still think there's a good chance that Arcanine will come. And I think that's pretty much it that I need weakened. Maybe to scout it if he's like Z Outrage on Zygarde, because that'll just OHKO me. Maybe after like a bulk up or 2, I might survive it. But yeah. But yeah, it after like a bulk up, it's gonna OHKO Nihilego with Mach Punch. It's gonna OHKO Kartana with Mach Punch. Gonna just it sets up all over Umbreon, unless it is like Toxic Umbreon, but I don't think he'd even stay in on a Breloom. So yeah, this is a very good win con. Again, I have to get rid of stuff like you gotta get rid of stuff like Mega Pinsir and stuff, but this is my like main Mega Pinsir switch, and I'm a really bulky Mega Aerodactyl this week, and it's not really like a switch, and it's at least like a pivot into Mega Pinsir, because if he predicts me and goes for Stone Edge, that Stone Edge plus Quick Attack is probably gonna kill me, so that's something to keep in mind. Very bulky just to take some hits. It doesn't. The thing is, it doesn't hit Kartana, but I don't really expect him to go into Kartana. If he does, like thing is that a Mega Aerodactyl is usually going to come on Mega Pinsir. He's probably going to switch out or something, and I can get a Tailwind up into my Kyurem Black, which I'll show the set in a bit. Pretty much what I was thinking in this game is that I'm going to have a lot of my Pokemon go 1-for-1 and then try winning with Breloom. And I actually have a Blaziken set that can potentially win the game late game as well. So that was my my thought process behind this. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to like, so if I get a Tailwind up, even this Pokemon can go 1-for-1. I don't think he'd hard switch out into Kartana first in case I have Fire Blast, because I'll just OHKO it. And if I get a Tailwind up, Kyurem Black, he doesn't have any switch-ins. Ice Fang is also there for Zygarde, just help me versus that. And he doesn't have like the best things for this. He does have an Umbreon, but like I'm bringing both my Fighting Core this week as well as Clefable, so I should be able to deal with Umbreon pretty decently. My next mon is going to be Kyurem Black. So this thing is Eevee that at +2 after I get a Tailwind, I will actually outspeed Scarf Kartana, which is really good, and he does not have good switch-ins into these 3 moves. I also have a Berry for the Kartana specifically. You know, nice lure for it. If he goes for Smart Strike, I'll eat it, my Berry, and I can just kill it off with an Ice Beam. This is really nice. Just like a lot of bulk, it'll help me take hits from like Bulu or something. I can pivot into like a Wood Hammer and then kill it with Ice Beam, or if he is Scarf, I can use this to like revenge kill it or something. But it's also really nice because I have a good chunk of speed. I don't know how much speed he's going to carry on Zygarde, but if he is like a bulky Zygarde, I will be able to outspeed it and just kill it off with an Ice Beam, which will be really nice. And on top of that, Zygarde might not, like, unless he is actually outraged, he's not going to be able to touch me. Like, 1,000 Arrows isn't doing a ton because Kyurem is really fucking fat. But yeah, this thing is really good versus team. Can get a lot of kills. So let's just get into my next Pokemon right here. I already showed you one of my win cons. I guess I'll show you the next one right over here. This is going to be my Agility Blaziken. So it's Cobra Berry because it prevents, you know, Mega Pinsir from picking me off with a quick attack after I get an agility off. Yeah, and I can actually get agility off versus a lot of things that still will not put me in range of quick attack from Pinsir after a Cobra Berry. Like, I'm pretty sure, like Kartana, I'm almost positive is going to be a Choice Scar variant, and if he locks himself in a Leaf Blade or Smart Strike, I'm going to be able to agility up. It's going to do like 40% with my defense investment, and I can start getting some kills, you know. Knockoff is pretty much just there for the Starmie. Flamethrower and Focus Blast, I decided to go special. Originally I was physical, but special is really nice because it allows me to also weaken that Arcanine, which is good for my Breloom. It helps break through for my Breloom later in the game, because if I'm high jump kick, if he's like maybe max HP, I'm not even going to really be able to 2 KO, but Focus Blast is going to be doing a ton. He's not going to be able to like get intimidates off on me, and so I got Focus Blast right here, and then just Flamethrower for other stab to kill. It kills Mega Pinsir, and you know, it's just good versus his team. Pretty self-explanatory. Also, Focus Blast hits Zygarde harder than high jump kick. I just need to make sure to land this thing. It's just something I wasn't too fond of running, but I think Focus Blast was the best in this matchup, so kind of had to do it. And then this next one is going to be Life Orb Greninja. So actually I have Waterfall on this, and I have enough investment into attack with the minus attack nature to actually Oko Nihilego with that has a little bit of bulk to, you know, because it's going to be speed creeping some of my mons. And this Waterfall should be able to Oko it. I've had a lot of lead matchups in my mocks where I actually just led off with Greninja, and I had Hydro Pump originally, and I would just Hydro the Nihilego and it would actually live and be able to get up rocks. And I didn't actually bring any removal on this team, so yeah, I don't really want rocks up, but yeah, I couldn't afford bringing Drill, and I need all the move slots I need on Mega Aerodactyl. Something that's also nice, like Mega Aerodactyl Tailwind is good for actually everything on my team. Like even like Breloom loves Tailwind, especially like if Mega Pinsir's already gone, it's gonna just be able to throw off Rock Tombs and stuff on his other switch and being Arcanine. But anyway, these two moves are really good versus him, and I have Spikes. Spikes is really nice because he doesn't have what's his form of rule? It's Starmie, and Starmie is on the ground. It's gonna get hurt by Spikes, and on top of all of this, his main switch into this is going to be Umbreon, and Umbreon can't really touch me, so I can get up a couple layers of Spikes versus it, which is going to be really nice. And my last mon, this is a really weird set, and I'm going to show you guys right here. I have Focus Sash Clefable. Now, the reason for Focus Sash is because this thing pretty much can guarantee me a kill mid-game. That was the plan. So, like, for example, like, after I get some spikes up and stuff are weakened, it'll always go it should be going 1 for 1. Like, if Bulu is in on it and it's gonna Wood Hammer me, bring me down to my Sash, and I can kill with Flamethrower after it takes that Wood Hammer damage. Zygarde is probably gonna be weakened, and this is modest max special attack. It's gonna be able to get hit with the Moonblast. I can also Oko Nihilego from like 70%. And it's really good, like, it's really good to keep there for later in the game. I'm probably going to keep this to, like, mid-game and try getting a kill with it. It's really nice for Umbreon as well to prevent him, like, if he brings Umbreon, which I think is pretty decently likely because it walls stuff like it can Pursuit Trap Gengar, and along with that, it can wall, like, Greninja and, what else, even Kieran Black. Depending on my set, but Psyshock is mainly there for the Nihilego. Originally I was Hidden Power Ground, but Psyshock just does way more to Nihilego, and again, I have not been seeing Arcanine a ton in my mocks, so I felt that Psyshock was just better because Hidden Power Ground is literally not doing much to Arcanine either way, even though I want Arcanine to be weakened for stuff like mainly my Breloom. But yeah, this is like this matchup I was really not confident in. I kept on getting fucked in mocks, and it's gonna be like, it's going to be a really difficult battle, and again, I know I have to play super aggressively to have any chance because, you know, Scarf Kartana just kind of fucks me. Also, like, think about Scarf Kartana, like, late game, I can kill it with Flamethrower after it breaks my sash, like, with Smart Strike, and, it actually can get a kill late game, and, like, Modest is actually, like, even though it's base 95 special attack, that's nothing to sleep on. This thing is actually really strong. So, yeah, this is pretty much the team. My two win cons are my fighting core I'm bringing this week with Breloom plus Blaziken. So the plan is for most of these mons to just go 1-for-1, get up some spikes, and try to sweep with either one of these. And these, like, Blaziken is like kind of weakens stuff for Breloom. Like it's like a lure for Mega Pincer in case he's trying to quick attack me, and it's also like it's a nice lure for, not a lure, but like it can break down Arcanine with Focus Blast, assuming I can land them. So it can be nice for Breloom late game. Yeah, this thing might even sweep itself if I weaken everything appropriately. But yeah, this has actually been such a long team build, and I'm really sorry about that. About 16 minutes. I usually do not go this long, but I spent a lot of time on this team, so I just wanted to go through it. So sorry about that, and we'll get right into the battle. Bye-bye. Alright, we are here with the actual battle up against the Verd. I think I already said this in the beginning of the video, but make sure you go check him out. He's an Aussie. He speaks Australian, and his voice is sexy, so make sure you go check him out. Yeah, this is the team that I have for him. If you guys did not see the team builder, it was literally like 5 seconds ago. It was a bit long, but make sure you go check it out because, like, I spent time on it, man, and, like, I want people to watch my stuff, and if you don't watch it, I'll cry and be sad. But anyways, as you can see, I expected most of the stuff on this team. Wasn't sure about Starmie because like Kyurem kind of comes in on it and like can kind of like, you know, hurt it a lot. Like it just one-shots it, and he has a free switch into Kyurem, so I wasn't sure about that. I was expecting maybe like T-Wave or Power Gem or Dazzling Gleam. Probably Dazzling Gleam because it also hits my fucking Greninja super effectively. So first off, this match, this is going to be kind of hard for me, so I knew I was going to probably lead off with Greninja because I felt like it was the best lead overall versus him. If he led off with his, if he led off with like, what is this Pokemon right here? If he led off with Umbreon, I can just start setting up spikes on it. There's not much he can do to me. I can get up all 3 layers. He does have Starmie to spin, but he's going to be taking a lot of damage. And until he gets a chance to spin, it's going to be difficult for him because everything on his team is grounded. As well as, like, he can't spin on my Greninja because, you know, Greninja beats Starmie because, you know, it just kills it with Dark Pulse. Yeah, if he does lead off into Nihilego, I can just go for Waterfall. See if it is Sash. If it isn't Sash, it's just going to drop to Waterfall. You know, I can Ice Beam the Zygarde. I am, like, Kartana would not be a good lead for me, but I am pretty confident he's not going to lead Kartana when it looks like it's going to be his win con in this match, just because Scarf Kartana is so good for me. He doesn't want, like, for example, ones if I'm like Sash Greninja, which I did bring last week, and he just goes for Leaf Blade and I kill it off with like an Ice Beam or Dark Pulse. That's going to be really bad for him because, 1, this is win con, and 2, it's one of his things preventing Z-Heal Kyurem from sweeping unless he is Scarf Nihilego. So, like, I don't think there's any chance he's going to risk it. If he leads off with Starmie, I can just Dark Pulse that thing, and Mega Pinsir might be a bit problematic if he leads off with it. I can Ice Beam it, but I probably won't risk that because it's not going to kill. And I might just go hard into my Mega Aerodactyl. I don't know if he would Stone Edge first turn. I know Jolt and Amok brought like sub 3 attacks, Mega Pinsir versus me, and he subbed up on the switch in Mega Aerodactyl and then was able to Stone Edge me. So that could be a set, but like I don't really have a better play if he does lead Mega Pinsir and I lead off my Greninja. So I'm going to lead off with my Greninja as he does lead off with the Mega Pinsir. So probably the worst matchup. Like I guess Kartana would have been worse, but I don't think he was I was pretty confident he wasn't going to lead with Kartana. So I'm actually just going to go hard into Mega Aerodactyl, hoping that he wasn't going to Stone Edge right there. I could even be Sash or something, so maybe he wanted to bring me down to my Sash, because I did bring Sash last week against Trev, so I thought he might just go for the return or close combat if he had that, as he does, and that is perfect for me. That's actually going to take a ton of damage because I have not Mega Evolved yet, and Mega Aerodactyl without his Mega Evolution is actually super frail, even though I'm like max HP. But right over here, I think I decided to just double out because I was pretty confident. Like, he brought the Umbreon, so I was pretty confident he was gonna go out into Umbreon right here. I could have Tailwinded up, but because he brought Umbreon, like Kyurem Black with the Tailwind isn't gonna do much because he can always switch in Umbreon as he actually goes into the Kartana on my Mega Aerodactyl. So I don't know about that play just because Fire Blast, like, I guess he didn't realize Fire Blast Mega Aerodactyl could have been good in this match, but like, if I had Fire Blast, my play right there was to go for Fire Blast. Maybe it wasn't. I played really aggressively and went out into Breloom, but you know, it could have been a really good play. So, but yeah, I think it was an alright play. I don't know why I'm being critical for no reason. I don't know what, but yeah, I don't know. But I'm just going to go on to my Breloom right here. And now, again, I'm going to be super aggressive. I already made a double, and I'm going to go for the Rock Tomb right here. Again, I know Kartana is his win con. He can't Oko me with Smart Strike. I did not think of Psycho Cut at this point, which he could not Oko with Psycho Cut, but that's just because I'm a really bulky Breloom, and Psycho Cut would Oko most Brelooms. I felt that there was a really good chance he was going to go Mega Pinsir right here because he does not have any other safe switching into this, as his other safe switching, I guess, could be Starmie, because I was most likely going to Mach Punch right here, and like, he could pivot into a Mach Punch and then Psyshock, but I decided to go for Rock Tomb because I'm going to outspeed Zygarde after a Rock Tomb. Even like, he doesn't have any safe switch-ins, and he goes on to Mega Pinsir, and I killed that early in the game, which is huge for me because this opens room for my Breloom later in the game. Sorry about that. And it even opens a little bit of room for Blaziken because, like, I don't have to worry about not being in range of like Quick Attack or anything with my Koba Berry. So it's kind of nice for Blaziken, but it really opens up the room for Breloom later in the game if I'm able to win with it. So he's just actually going to go hard into Zygarde, which I found kind of weird. So right here, I expected the Z Outrage. I was kind of confused why he decided to go out into this thing. And so I decided I was going to sack off my Aerodactyl. It was the least useful thing on my team at this point because Mega Pinsir is already gone. It cannot really touch Umbreon. Like, Scarf Kartana kills it. This thing is gonna kill it with fucking 1,000 arrows. It can do damage to Starmie in this, but like, they still will kill it. But so I'm just gonna sack it off right here as he actually goes for 1,000 waves. So he has 1,000 waves. Not sure what he is. I'm expecting like maybe 1,000 waves Z move. I was kind of confused when he showed 1,000 waves. He's not 1,000 arrows, but it was pretty nice because I went out into my Mega Aerodactyl, and I gotta keep my Mega Aerodactyl. Wasn't actually being sacked off. And so right over here, I'm gonna double out on Kyurem as I actually predicted him to go out into I expected him to go out into Kartana again on my Mega Aerodactyl. So I decided that I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna go on my Kyurem because I'm Babiri Berry, and if he does decide to Smart Strike me on the switch-in, he's gonna be in a world of trouble. If he did go out into Umbreon on my Mega Aerodactyl, that would have been fine with me because I have like 3 things for Umbreon. I don't really want my Sash to be broken on Clef, but like, Greninja can come in on set up spikes on it. Blaziken just kind of 2 kills with Focus Blast, and then Breloom sets up all over it. So he did actually go Umbreon on my Kyurem right here, and we see that's a pretty decent amount of damage. So I'm just gonna go hard Breloom right here because I can sit up on this thing. Foul Play is not doing that much to me as he actually goes out into his Starmie. So the reason why I went out into my Mega Aerodactyl right here was I believe I was in with my Breloom right over here, and you know, this thing, I was pretty sure that his most likely moves was on this thing was going to be Rapid Spin, Psyshock, Hydro Pump, and then Dazzling Gleam. So I expected right here, Dazzling Gleam was his best play because it's going to kill my Breloom unless I'm like super, like some weird bulky set. And it hits just everything on my team neutrally. It's going to hit, you know, like Clefable, like Clefable doesn't really care even about Hydro Pump if it's bulky. Like his play is not Hydro Pumping in front of a Breloom. But yeah, it just hits everything pretty decently hard. Like it hits my potential switch in Kieran Black as well in case I try going out of that. So right here, I actually make a play. Like I was kind of sacking off my Mega Aerodactyl, but I decided to go with my Mega Aerodactyl right over here because that means that like I live one Dazzling Gleam guaranteed, and I can just fire off a Stone Edge right here or decide to actually go for a Tailwind because now that Mega Pinsir is gone, he does not have much for Breloom with a Tailwind up, and I can start bulking up and stuff and potentially try winning this match because if he's like Psyshock, he's not doing much damage to me. Anyway, like Dazzling Gleam will do a lot of damage to me though, but I'm just going to go hard out into my Mega Aerodactyl. Sorry if I'm taking really long commentating this match, but this was like a really in-depth match. But I'm just going to go out into my Mega Aerodactyl and I live this thing, and right here I'm just going to actually decide to go for a Tailwind because Tailwind's nice. He doesn't have good switch into Blaziken either, so like the Fighting Core looks really good right here after Mega Pinsir is gone. So I knew I lived that Dazzling Gleam because I'm pretty fat, and so I'm just going to go for a Tailwind right here as he reveals he's Scarf Starmie. So this is something I did not expect, and something that's really, it's going to be really weird and hard for me to deal with later in the game. If I was like a normal Clefable, I would have not been that scared of Scarf Starmie, but I'm a Sash Clefable, and I don't have any recovery on it. So something I really didn't expect, and it might end up hurting me later in the game, but I'm just gonna go out into my Blaziken, I believe on the Starmie, because I know he's locked into Dazzling Gleam, and right here I can just go for a knockoff. He revealed these Scarfs, so I can just go for a knockoff right here, and we see that he is Z-move on his Zygarde. So right over here, I'm thinking, I'm not sure what it is, I'm thinking that maybe this might not actually be Z Outrage. It like a good chance it's actually Z Iron Tail. I even like knew that was a really good set against my team to take care of like Unaware Clefable or something, but I purposely didn't want my Clef to be the Zygarde counter because I knew it was too obvious. Like Unaware Clef was way too obvious this match to counter Zygarde. And like I really wanted, like I went a really offensive approach because I felt that it was my only way to win. Anyways, right here I'm gonna go out into my Breloom because right here I expected like 1,000 waves or 1,000 arrows or something, some ground move, and if he was Z Iron Tail, I am very bulky on this Breloom, so I should be able to live it, and I will be able to go for some Bullet Seeds right over here. And potentially like weaken this thing a lot, or even Oko it depending on how many Bullet Seeds I get, because I should be able to live the Z Iron Tail with my investment. Also from that knockoff damage, I see that he's actually a really bulky Zygarde, so I'm thinking he might be max HP, which if he is max HP, my Kieran Black will be able to outspeed it. So I go out into my Breloom, take the 1,000 waves, and he goes for Z Iron Tail, and he actually gets like the highest rolls. So if he has Z Outrage, he would have actually just Oko'd me, which I was thinking might be a set, but he is Z Iron Tail, and he gets like a super high roll because I'm like a really fat Breloom, and he's like Adamant max attack, but that still was a roll. And like if he got like a bit lower of a roll, like he got a really high roll, I would have been able to get some Bullet Seed hits off, but it might have not ended up mattering in the end depending on how much Bullet Seeds I got off on this thing. But anyway, I'm going to be able to bring in my Greninja right here. Right over here, again, I'm going to be playing really aggressively. My obvious play is Ice Beam. There's no way he's staying in. He's already revealed that he's not Yache Berry because he's revealed his Z move, and he doesn't have any good switch into this besides Umbreon. So right here, I can just go for a Spike, and I can start getting these spikes up. It's going to weaken his team until he gets a chance to spin. And he is Scarf Starmie, so he's going to be losing a lot of momentum by spinning. So I get up a layer of spikes, and I'm actually just going to keep on setting up layers of spikes because Umbreon can't really do much to me, and he goes on his Starmie. So right here, his play is either to go for Rapid Spin or Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam actually Okos me from this range from 100%, I'm pretty sure. So I actually decided to go Starmie. Now, the reason why I went Starmie and decided to have my Sash broken is that I actually did not have any switch into this Starmie. Maybe in hindsight, I should have gone Blaziken because if he locked himself into Dazzling Gleam, that would have not done much. And I could have had Clef's Focus Sash intact for these three mons, like Nihilego, Zygarde, and Kartana. It would have been really good for all three of those mons, but Scarf Starmie kind of threw me off, and I felt that it was okay to have my Sash broken right here. Dazzling Gleam still wasn't doing a ton, and I can use this Clefable to switch into this later. I know he's offensive, so Moonblast is going to be doing a ton, and he has no chance to recover up because he's not recover. So right here, I think I just fire off a Psyshock. Yeah, right here, I made another huge prediction, and I knew he was locked into spin, and there is no way he was going to go into Kartana because it can still be a win con versus me. Like, it just destroys the rest of my team. No way he was going to go into Kartana on like a potential Moonblast and take a ton. I mean, he might have. Plus, like, the thing is that he doesn't know anything about this set yet, and I could easily be Babiri Clef. So I just decided to go for Psyshock because I thought it was the most obvious like play going out into this Nihil Lego, as I'm just going to switch out into my Greninja, knowing that I can live guaranteed one. I can guarantee live one Sludge Wave, and I can Oko this thing with a Dark Pulse. Now, I made a I misclicked right here. I decided I meant to go for Dark Pulse, and apparently I clicked Spikes. So this isn't like the worst misplay ever because I'm still going to be able to get a layer of Spikes up, but he goes out and makes a very aggressive play predicting me to go for Spikes right here, and he goes out into Starmie, but I meant to Dark Pulse, so this Scarf Starmie would have been gone. Now, I don't know if it would have changed the outcome of the match. Like, the whole match would have been different if the Scarf Starmie died. I don't know if it would have changed the outcome. In the end, it's not like the biggest deal because I still got layer Spikes up, and that's just really nice, especially because Nihilego is so low. It can only come in like one more time before dying to Spikes. So that's kind of good for me, especially because I don't have any answers to Nihilego, and outspeeds everything on my team besides Greninja, which is almost dead. So he goes out into, he goes in a Starmie right here, and he's able to just go for the Scald. Now, right here, I make another potential misplay. I think my play right here was 100% going, like, thing is, as you can see, I'm 47% on this fucking Clefable right here, and it did 48% to me just now with that Scald. Now, the reason I did 48% to me with that Scald is because it was a analytic Starmie, and I would have actually been able to live another Scald, and if I Moonblasted right here, I would have been able to put it in range of like Spikes or something. Like, it would have done a lot of damage because I am modest, and if he did decide to go Nihilego right here, I would have been able to kill that thing because it's so low. And I would have been able to live a Scald if he decided to keep on going for it. So my play right here is going for Moonblast, but first I forgot about Analytic, and I actually make a double out here into my Kieran Black on the on the Scald. But he decides to he makes the play because he knows he can't Oko with me with with his Starmie. He can't Oko Clefable at this range. He only was able to do so much damage because of Analytic. I said it like 5 times. I'm really sorry. And he's just gonna go out into his Nihilego, and he just pretty much gets a kill right here. So I'm gonna sack off Clefable at this point. It can't really do much with the amount of health it has left, and I'm just gonna revenge kill this thing with my Greninja, as he actually just goes hard out into his Umbreon, and Nihilego is gonna die to Spikes unless he gets a chance to spin. So I'm just gonna go for Dark Pulse, and right here I think I decide to sack off Greninja, or no, I don't get to sack off Greninja. I actually go hard into Blaziken as he gains momentum by going for the Baton Pass, and he's just now going to be able to fire off a Scald, as I'm just going to go into Kieran Black expecting the Scald. It's kind of my only play. I don't want to sack off Greninja just yet, and I can just go for a Fusion Bolt right here. He sacks off his Nihilego, and I actually don't go for the Fusion Bolt. I actually, what do I decide to do? Oh, I predict the Umbreon coming back in, and I actually go out into Blaziken, I think. Yeah, I go out into Blaziken right here, as he's able to go out into his Zygarde. So now I only have 3 Pokemon left. I have Kieran Black, Blaziken, which is Agility, which can't win just yet because he does have, it's not getting any chance to set up. Wait, why can I win? No, I can't win because he has Scarf Starmie. So Scarf Starmie is actually going to outspeed my Blaziken at +2. So that was the thing. Like, if I Oko'd Starmie with that Dark Pulse on that misclick, that would have opened the door for Agility Blaziken to later sweep. And like Starmie was a huge, like, it's been doing like revenge kills everything on my team. I had to play around it. So if I did kill Starmie, it might have been a different game, but I'm not 100% sure about that. It would have changed the game completely. Anyways, This Zygarde may or may not be in range of Focus Blast right here, and if he is, like, I don't know if I outspeed it right here, so I'm pretty much going to take a risk and see if I am able to outspeed it. Oh no, actually, never mind, don't do that. I actually go hard into Kyurem Black because I know that I can take 1,000 waves really well, and right now I'm thinking that the Zygarde might be max HP, so I can actually outspeed it is what I'm thinking and just fire off an Ice Beam right over here, as that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for the Ice Beam. I'm also now at 45% with my Kyurem Black, which means that I'm just out of range for a Smart Strike since I am Berry. So I'm just going to fire off an Ice Beam right here, as that is going to 2 KO the Umbreon from this range. I'm just going to be able to get rid of Umbreon, which is pretty good for me, as he's now going to go into Starmie and he can Dazzling Gleam right here. Now, I don't think I misplayed this, but I could have probably just gone out into Blaziken. The thing is that I've been playing around the Starmie like a lot this entire game, and I didn't want him to predict me right here and maybe go for a Scald as I go into Blaziken on a potential Dazzling Gleam. So actually right here I decide to sack off my Greninja. It will die to Scald or Dazzling Gleam, and I'll be able to see what move he goes for, and depending on what move I can go in either my Kyurem or my Blaziken. So I'm going to sack off my Greninja. He goes for Dazzling Gleam, which means I'm going to now go hard into my Blaziken, and I can just kill this thing with a knockoff, as he allows me to do that, which is nice. And right over here, I don't know what kind of Zygarde this is. If it is bulky Zygarde, I can actually potentially win this game. Like if it doesn't have much speed, because Focus Blast isn't going to kill this thing. It doesn't really matter actually the damage, because I knew that Focus Blast was probably not going to be able to kill this thing. And at this point, I just had to sack off my Kyurem. And I know he's like max attack adamant, and right here I go in my Kyurem and I am Berry, so I still have a chance to live. Right now I'm thinking that I actually outspeed this Zygarde, so my play right here is either to go for Ice Beam or Roost. If I go for Roost and he goes for like an Iron Tail, he's going to break my Berry and I'm going to lose the game. He doesn't know guaranteed if I'm Berry yet. Now his other play is if he has extreme speed, if he extreme speeds, I'm now in range of Smart Strike from Kartana. So I thought a play of his was to just go for, maybe just go for Iron Tail. I'm not sure. Maybe I should have thought this more through and maybe roosted up in hindsight, but he did go for the extreme speed. So if I roosted up right there and I did outspeed the Zygarde, I won this game, because I would have had my Berry and I would have OHKO'd the Kartana with Ice Beam. So that ended up not happening, and I was out of range of Kartana at this point, and I end up losing this game. It was a super close game, and I'm really sorry that this is actually going to be like a really long video. I think this is going to be, what is it, like, we're 60 minutes plus 21. That's like 37. This might almost be a 40-minute video. I'm so sorry. Most of my videos have been 35 minutes in the NPL, but anyway, that was a really good game. Again, I'm not sure what would have happened if I didn't misclick right there. I don't know if I... Like, it looks like Starmie, like Starmie being gone would have been great. And I think that I would have had a much better chance to win personally, because Agility Blaziken could have set up on the Kartana if it came in. And again, I don't know, because Zygarde was not in range of Focus Blast yet, and especially without it getting Spikes damage, it would have not been in range. So it's really, really tough to call what would have happened. I personally don't think it changed too much after looking at it, but I'm not sure. Like, it would have been a different game. But nonetheless, this was probably one of my best battles that I've had in the NPL. Maybe I don't know if it was my best, but it was a really, really close game. I'm really proud of myself with the way I played it. I didn't misclick, what kind of sucked, but I honestly thought I had an almost pretty much unwinnable matchup, and I only lost 1-0, which makes me, feel pretty decent against Verd, who's a really good player. So pretty happy with this game. I was upset about my game versus Trev, because I felt that I misplayed and I could have played that a lot better, and I think I choked the game away at the end. But in this game, I don't think I choked any of the game. Maybe that Spikes play, the misclick, might have cost me, but overall this was really close. I played really aggressive. I played it how I needed to, and it came down to this play. And actually, in the end, does Verd end up telling me that his Zygarde outsped? Actually, like we looked at the EV spreads, and his Zygarde actually outsped my hear him, and based on the rolls that I thought he was max HP, so he just got like really low rolls or something like that, and I thought he was max HP. So right here, if I did end up roosting up on this thing, he could have Iron Tailed and broke my Berry. Now he had to land Iron Tail for that to happen, so I could have still won if I roosted up right here. But yeah, this ended up being a really close game, and yeah, I'm really happy that I battled Vert this season, even though the matchup was awful. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed though, and this is a long fucking video. I'm so sorry, but it's gonna be right under 40 minutes, I think. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.